did you guys meet? Wallace, hi. This is my cousin Chantry.
Yes! Oh, yeah!
Thank you for being so gracious in victory.
I'm gonna give you my number. We should hang out.
Yeah.
My boyfriend will be worried about what happened to me. So, friends?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Friends.
Hi Dan, thanks so much for talking to us at RTÉ TEN. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Welcome to Dublin.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back.
How are you enjoying your time here?
It's been good. I mean, we haven't done a huge amount so far. We got in last night and then I went out just to across the road, and that was fun. Yeah, no, like quite quiet. Just, you know, then I've been obviously speaking to lovely people like yourself.
I absolutely adored the movie. It was hilarious. The dialogue must have really jumped off the pages when you were reading the script. Was it a no-brainer to take this on?
It was. Yes, it was. Yeah, a lot of other people have been sort of asking, why do you take this role? And I was like, wouldn't you have? Yeah, I love it. I love the script. Immediately, the dialogue was so sharp and funny, but also authentic. Like, it didn't feel like, you know, a writer writing jokes. It felt like people talking. Is this always how you make friends? Like, it's a business deal?
Yeah, actually, it's just my style.
Okay, it's quite unnerving, but it's good. In fairy tales, love inspires you to be noble and courageous, but in real life, love is just an all-purpose excuse for selfish behaviour.
I don't know if you are actually cynical or just a super crazy romantic cheeseball.
Are there any similarities between you and Wallace?
My sense of humour is very similar to his, and because we did a lot of improvisation, I think my sense of humour all of our sense of humours came out even more. But I think generally there's something similar to me because we're also, like, this is the first time I've ever played a modern human being without magical powers. So it's definitely, you know, that was very fresh and I kind of enjoyed that, and so I think inherently there's something similar to me with him because of that. But on the whole, I think I'm quite different in you know, I would not be able to wait in uncertainty for like a year or whatever he does without asking the question. I would have had to, you know, learn my fate a bit sooner.
Can men and women really be friends, or do you secretly want to bang Chantry?
She has a boyfriend.
Irish fans will be happy to see that part of the film was shot in Dublin. Yeah. What was that experience like?
It was great, man. I was saying it was kind of weird because we'd filmed the whole previous like 6 weeks with the same crew in Toronto, and so we had a different crew for our last week. But they were great. You know, it was it's a really fun sequence in the movie. Dublin looks awesome, as it's not hard to make Dublin look really pretty, but it looks great in the movie. And yeah, it was a lovely kind of ending to the whole shoot. We finished it off here, so it was a nice way to go.
The skinny dipping scene is really hilarious. Was that mortifying, or was that just hilarious?
At this point, yeah, no, it was fun. It was. I've done many nude scenes, and that was definitely one of the easiest ones to do, just because it was a laugh. Zoe wrote. I wasn't telling the story until a few weeks ago when she told the story, and I was like, okay, cool, so I can tell that then. She wrote "Hi Dan" on her nipple pasties, and then I tried to write "Hi Zoe" on my arse, but it's difficult to write back. Like, sort of, I was looking in a mirror, writing back. Like, it's just very hard.
There's a really good scene with a baguette as well, where the characters, the penny drops with them. Yeah. Has anything like that happened to you in real life?
It's not a baguette. It's a fool's gold sandwich. There is a world of difference. Yeah, absolutely. You have those moments when you suddenly realise how much somebody means to you and how much you never want to lose them. And, you know, yeah, absolutely, of course.
I read earlier this week that you wanted to move into directing, or you're interested in trying that out. Do you think that would be part of, like, maybe getting a lower profile going forward?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to stop acting and direct instead. I want to keep acting. I don't want to act in something I'm directing, but yeah, I mean, it's not something that I think of as like, oh, I can escape to directing at all. I think it's, in some ways, in terms of how you are on the film set, it's an even more visible job, and it's within the industry. The idea that you're making a creative decision every second of the day, when everything goes wrong, people turn to you and expect you to know something. Like, I would love that responsibility, I think.
Have you any idea of the type of film that you'd like to make?
Well, I mean, I've written a really dark comedy. I owe a lot to sort of Martin McDonagh in terms of who I was able to work with him, obviously, but, you know, and I said to him, if you don't mind me, like, just so you know, I'm totally ripping off your style for my first script. But, you know, he was great, and if I could make that first, then that would be great, but who knows what'll end up happening.
Speaking of Martin McDonagh, you started The Crippled Finishman on Broadway. Yeah. You had to perfect the Irish accent for that. Yes. Can you give us a little taste of it?
Man, I don't know if I want to, just because, like, it was really good at the time, and it's now been like a couple of months since I've done it. So I don't know. I'll probably I'll probably slip back into it at some point over the next few days. But I don't think I will, just in case I do it now and it's terrible, and then everyone's like, wow, he did a play with that?
What was it like working on that play? There was a big Irish cast.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was just the best the best group of people. It was fantastic. You know, getting to work with Pat Short obviously is a pleasure in the extreme. You know, he's one of the funniest, nicest. He's just great. I adore him.
Is there anyone else whose career you really admire?
Somebody I was lucky enough to work with, actually, James McAvoy, I think is amazing in what he does. I remember seeing him interviewed where he was like, you know, they were talking to him. They said, "Do you consider yourself more a character actor or a leading man?" And he said, "I want to be, you know, I want to be a character lead." You know, Michael Fassbender and Ben Whishaw, and just there's so many really good young actors around that it's you know, there's plenty of people to look at for inspiration.
And finally, Dan, you were pictured recently in New York with a pack of dogs, taking them for a walk. And we all hoped that that was just an average day in your life.
I know,
but it turns out it wasn't. Can you tell us a bit about that project?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I can tell you literally all I know, which is that I did half a day on it. And as, you know, it's a film within a film, and I play a dog walker, as you may have gathered from the dozens of hounds. But the film as a whole is called Trainwreck. That's kind of all I can say, because that's literally all I know.
Is it a comedy?
I think so,
yeah.
But I mean, I think so because I was not playing it serious, so I really hope I didn't screw up the tone of the movie.
Well, looking forward to seeing that. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Cool, thank you. Cheers.
It's very easy to be cynical about love until you've had that instant connection. If you're lucky, it happens once in a lifetime.
100% honesty is the foundation of any relationship.
What? You are 100% honest with Nicole?
Yes.
About everything?
Yep.
What, New Orleans 2006? What was her name? Fabia? Yeah, she did look like a woman, to be fair.
99% honesty is the foundation of any relationship.